Welcome to the origin story of the Grim Knight. Now, this takes place between a couple of the issues of The Batman Who Laughs. Nothing really happens to progress the Batman Who Laughs storyline. They just give you the Grim Knight's origin as he's leading Jim Gordon through the sewers. Now, the Grim Knight is basically Punisher meets Batman, and that's why we wanted to bring you this origin today. If you're wondering where you are, well, this is Comic Story, and we take some of your favorite pop culture lore from video games to comic books to movies, and we break them down into an audio drama, allowing you to keep up to date on your favorite storylines. And if you enjoy this, please consider subscribing after you watch the video. You have to, see our work to decide if you like it. Anyway, let's begin. Beneath Gotham City, the Grim Knight pushes along James Gordon, his hands tied behind his back. He tries to reason with the man. If there's any part of Batman in him, then he can't be all bad. "I'm your friend. I'm your ally," he tries. But his only answer is a knife in the back as the Grim Knight orders him to keep moving. They stop. Gordon knows that they are in the sewers under the streets of Gotham. Grim looks up, staring at the manhole cover above them. He knows. Crime Alley, where it all began. The beginning is not so different. His family cutting through the alleyway, the man with the gun. He thought that he would be trapped in that moment forever. It's the origin of almost every Batman, isn't it? But this world, this is where it grows different. In this world, there is a stumble in the dark, and Bruce turned away from the horror on the ground in front of him. Hot metal clattered to the ground, and a young boy reached for a gun. "Kid, you don't have to!" The criminal stammers as he holds up his hands, trying to ward off what is coming. Tears stream down Bruce's cheeks from his eyes, and the gunshot echoes. The crack of the radio brings the Grim Knight back to reality. "Report in! You're off route! I told you not to play with your food!" The evil voice cackles, then the radio clicks off. Gordon turns to him. He doesn't understand. A Batman that uses a gun as his first answer? How does that happen? It happened deliberately. Through training and discipline, he traveled the world, learning of every assassin and soldier that he could. He needed a way to kill evil, a weapon that would make him Gotham's own angel of death. The study was dark and quiet. The wound in his side bled as he stared at the guns arranged before him. The pistol was in his hand as the bat crashed through the window. Instinct took over and he aimed and fired at one smooth motion. "Yes, father, I shall become a bat." Later, the crime families of Gotham set in a swirl of smoke, and from the darkness, the Batman emerged. "Ladies and gentlemen, you have eaten well. Your feast is over. From this moment on, no one is safe." The fire in the building raged, burning the disease that infected Gotham away. It was the beginning of Batman's war, and they all fell one by one. Gordon still tries to piece it together as the Grim Knight pushes him through the sewers, and another blow silences him. In his world, the Grim Knight never faced the kind of colorful characters that this Batman did. He faced something else. On his world, his James Gordon was the one who pushed him. He didn't like the Batman's way of doing things. If anything, this Batman character is making our jobs easier. Detective Flask smiles, drinking his coffee, but Gordon doesn't believe that this is justice. It's terror. That night, on the roof of the GCPD, Gordon waited by a bat signal, the full SWAT at his command. Rifle shots suddenly darkened the lights, and Batman was over his shoulder. "I thought you were smarter than this. Why draw me into the light?" But it's not just a light, it's a magnet, and Batman is dragged across the roof. Gordon smiles. They finally found all of his secret caches. His men are raiding them as they speak. Batman will have nothing at his disposal. "We're going to unmask you here, take you into custody, and put you in front of a judge." Gordon smiles. Yet, Batman simply turns to the other officers on the roof. "How much did Gordon pay you to stay with him? You know whose city this is. I know you each by name. You're bluffing. I just spent the GCPD slush fund on Wayne Tech to hide their identities." Gordon scoffs and Batman smiles. "Money well spent." Suddenly, the officers' vests all begin to glow red as they explode, killing them instantly. Batman breaks free, throwing himself at Gordon, and he hangs the man over the rooftop, showing him the city below. "You've given me a good fight, Jim, but you're in my way." The radio crackles as Batman turns to leave. Something has hijacked the GCPD blimps, and they're dive-bombing Arkham Asylum and the Blackgate prison. Without a word, the Dark Knight descends on the city. Back in our world, with the hostage Gordon, he sits and watches live feeds of everywhere that he and his family have lived for years. The GrimKnight explains that the one who laughs has terrible plans for him and his family. It took a lot of work to change his mind, to make him see that my way was better. Gordon doesn't understand. What does he want? Suddenly, the GrimKnight is there, his pistol pointed in Jim's face. To save you, Jim. In my world, the city became my weapon, taking the lives of would-be murderers, rapists, and the corrupt without me even lifting a finger. Yet Gordon was still there. One day, you came and confronted Bruce at the manor. I disarmed you, humiliated you in front of so many, your life's work dismantled in front of you. The GrimKnight remembers all of these things and he tightens his finger on the trigger to convince him that his plan was too easy. The GrimKnight explains that he wants Jim to see what they're going to do to this world. You're not Batman at all, Jim tells him. He can hear it in his voice. He doesn't believe in Gotham. The trigger pulls, the hammer drops, and a bony finger is there to stomp it. No, this isn't the way, the one who laughs tells him. But Jim doesn't understand. Why would he stop this? Why would the Batman who laughs deny the GrimKnight his revenge? But the Batman just laughs. This isn't about revenge. The GrimKnight is trying to show him mercy. What I have in store for you is far worse than death. And there you have the origin story of the GrimKnight, taking place in the middle of the Batman Who Laughs. We'll be continuing this storyline in 2 weeks as we go to the Batman Who Laughs issue 5, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget you can find us right here at Comic Storian by subscribing to the channel, getting your notifications, and staying up to date on all of your favorite pop culture news and information. And you can find me on Twitter at Comic Storian.